Hello, everybody. It's 9:17 p.m. Central Time on the 7th of April, 2023. It's Friday night here in the United States, and I hope you're doing well. I've got something I want to show you that's happening, being picked up on the weather satellite in shortwave infrared and visible. We've got something very, very strange happening across the Midwest United States right now. So let me get a display capture turned on, show you what we're talking about here. We're looking at College of DuPage. I'll provide links down below. You can go to any weather service that you're using to view. We're using the True Color View for the Midwest United States. We're going to look at Kansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. And what we'll do is the shortwave view is going to graduate over to sunrise right here. And what I want you to do is just watch here at the center of the screen, and we'll just show you what's going on. On a clear day, all of a sudden, across 3 states, this. Across Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. Now, as sun sets, you're going to see the hot spots appear here. These are black spots that are showing heat signatures where the fires, quote-unquote, are all breaking out at once. This is not farmers burning their fields. You don't do something like this. It all starts at the same time. Look at this. Literally one and then boom, all of them, thousands of them all at once across multiple states. There's no way farmers are all getting together and deciding to burn their fields all at once, all at one time, at the same moment across 3 states. Something's going on here, and I'm now going to go turn on our shortwave infrared view. We'll go in and look really close at this and just zoom in and see the area in question. Again, we're talking about Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. I guess I should probably select. There we go. Here's Kansas. Down south, we'll go look at Oklahoma. Here's Missouri. Here's Iowa. And we'll go back to last night. Here's last night. Nothing. And then starting this morning, boom, thousands. And the smoke starts to kick up. Now you see we're flickering on and off in the other states as well. Very rare. We don't get this kind of stuff here in Missouri. And we can rule out oil pumping operations in Missouri. So, and we can rule out farmers burning their fields as well. Because some of these just flicker for like 5 minutes. They're several acres wide of a heat signature. And then it's just gone. So there's no way it could just be like a spot burn or something, because they're gone in 5 minutes. And it's tens of thousands of them all at once. Now, what it looks like is going on here is, something else over here in Colorado. This is what tipped me off. A viewer wrote me and told me to go check southern Colorado. Sorry, I almost just sneezed and coughed in the microphone. Told me Colorado was steaming last night. And that is on the screen here now. So, that being said, that's on the left side of the screen right there. So, got me to come look at this, and then I saw this over to the east in Kansas. Again, it's Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, and southern Minnesota. Just wild. Now, the mainstream media actually went off on me for reporting on these in the past. They said only I could see them. There's an article on Vice Media saying only dutchsinse can see these. It says that. I don't know what the deal was with that. They said that only I could see them. Well, anyway, and other people try to say it was farmers burning their fields. We saw this happen out in the ocean. Not as many of these, maybe a few dozen of these, out off the West Coast. Out in the ocean. And that was after people said it was farmers burning their fields. I came back and showed everybody in the ocean. The farmer burning their field thing kind of stopped. And this happens multiple times per year, in many cases, whenever the plate starts shifting. When the plate starts shifting, all of a sudden we see a bunch of hot spots in an area before we see earthquake activity. Now, these are actual fires, so you can't just say it's a kind of hot spot only visible on the satellite. And you can't say it's farmers burning their fields when it's doing something like this. My God, look at that. And now it's affecting Missouri. All of northern Missouri. Look at it. We don't have any examples of this in the past. Maybe southern Missouri. Let me show you the greater area in southern Missouri just so you can see an example. Here's Missouri. We've seen it down here before on the New Madrid seismic zone. This we've seen down here, and that's when people tried to tell me it was farmers burning their fields. We have not seen this before. So let's just get a greater view. Look at that. Oh, wait, there's a bunch up to the north as well, up in, looks like Wisconsin. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, and Illinois. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all in the same day. Now, you could say, you might want to tell me that that's control burns. No. Because you know how many firefighters it would take to do that many control? It'd take 10,000 firefighters. And they go out within 5 minutes. Several of them go out within 5 minutes of being started. So there's no way. This is 5-minute timestamps. They just flicker on, off, gone. Now, I think these are electromagnetic hotspots that started first, and then we see fires break out. Now, I brought up the fires. Yesterday in regards to the West Coast and the electrical earthquakes and the activity we see on the West Coast, and I said it precedes the fires. All of a sudden, we get a just insane outbreak across multiple states of fires and hotspots. And again, we're going all the way up here into Nebraska along the Mississippi River, across Iowa, over into Wisconsin, down through Illinois, across northern Missouri, down through Kansas, down through Oklahoma. I have not checked down in Texas yet. Probably should do that. Let's go check the shortwave infrared down in Texas and the other parts of the country. Oh, sub-regional sectors down in Texas. Whoops. Sub-regional sectors down in Texas. There we go. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to look over several hours last night going into today. You can see there's nothing. Oh, wait, there's one in Texas right here. That could be an oil well. If we see thousands and thousands. Yeah, not a single one. Not a single one. Okay, now let's go over on the East Coast and just see. Is there anything showing on the East Coast, far northeast? Any hotspots showed up? Because this, again, this would rule out, people would try to say, oh, it's fire, control burns, it's fire. Yeah, right. Whatever you say, excuse maker. Up into Michigan, across Michigan, there's a few across Michigan, like 2 or 3. And again, they're there and then gone. 5 minutes, boom, gone. It's just across. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so nothing on the East Coast. Let's go down to the south by southeast and look down to the southeast. See if anything's showing down in Florida or anywhere else. Nope. Nothing down in Florida at all. We've seen them in the past in South Florida, for instance, down around Lake Okeechobee. Okeechobee? Whatever. Okay. Let's go over on the West Coast and take a look. Up in Montana and the Northwest. Anything showing there? Look at those. Look at those contrails out off the coast. Wow. Real nice. Nothing. Nothing out west either. On shortwave infrared. All right. Okay, so the rest of the country, nothing. That's why I'm recording this. If anything happens, anything seismic happens, we got to pay attention. Now, they just had 2 rare earthquakes here. Up here, we already talked about this in my update yesterday. The rare earthquake in Kansas next to the military base and the 4.0 earthquake after many months without any 4.0 level activity. We now returned yesterday with 4.0 level activity in Oklahoma at the pumping operations and up north in Kansas. And then in between the two, all of a sudden, all this happens. Let's go back over and take one more look. Let's get a real close look at it now on localized sector. Only dutchsinse can see them. Only dutchsinse can see these. Really? I don't know, man. That's... If only I can see them, then you got to get some glasses or something. I don't know what you're looking at, but here we are. They're out there. Look at this. Look at... It's a huge fire. Watch the... Right here, it just goes straight across and goes black. Watch that. That's like gotta be thousands of acres. Look at that. You see that? I'm talking about right here on the screen. Hopefully you see that. Right there. Look at that. Just huge. Oh, dear God. Wow. Oh, control burn, somebody said. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Across all the states at once. All at the same time, exactly. Sure. No. And if they produce control burn, like notices or something, not buying it. You'll never convince me to control burn. Never. Even if you've got something that says it, I'm not buying it. Sorry. And the reason is because we've seen this year after year after year in areas where there's high fire risk, even on times where there's red flag warnings. And we've seen them out in the ocean. So unless SpongeBob is burning his seaweed out there, you're going to have to reform your denial. Not buying it, not listening. And I don't think anybody else is either. So you got to convince me. So I'm the one who matters. All right. So 2 earthquakes yesterday, today followed by major hotspot and surface fires all the way across the Midwest. Man. And by the way, if, people with the control burn thing, they would have done it before it rained, guys. Before it rained. We have now 7 or 8 days with no rain forecast for the entire Midwest. So you don't do control burns right before the dry time. And those aren't control burns. That is across 7 states all at once. What is everybody sitting there with a walkie-talkie? Start burning right at 9 a.m. And it's not. It started in the morning before the sun rose. Oh, and the ones that go out after 5 minutes? Acres wide? Hotspot signature picked up by the satellite, then followed by an actual fire on the ground. Man, it's just too weird that I was talking about the fires yesterday, and now here we are. We got the entire Midwest burning. Rare, too. I mean, when was the last time you saw the whole Midwest burn, guys? Oh, never? Oh, that's right. 2011? Yeah, 2011 when people tried to say it was the farm fields burning in the Midwest. But it wasn't those states. It was separate states. And that was the fall. They were trying to say farmers were burning their fields in the fall to get rid of their old crops, not in the spring. Now it's the spring. Of course, people will show up and be like, oh, they're burning their fields for the spring. Of course. I don't know why people go into denial when it's so obvious that there's something going on with the plate. It's very odd. To say the least at this point, it's very odd for people to go into denial about something they don't even know what the hell they're talking about or what they've never even seen it, and they go into first thing they do is try to explain it away as something else. I'm telling you, it's the plate shifting. That's what's causing it. You're not going to convince me of anything else other than that. Now, if there's actually people going out and setting fires, like out in California when there was an arsonist, that's different. That is different. But other than that, you're not going to convince me that this is, some kind of well-timed thing between farmers across 7 states. All right, okay, so I'm recording this, and I'm going to upload this to YouTube as a separate video, and we're going to call it Hotspots Across the Midwest or Midwest Burns. Midwest burning suddenly on a clear day. And it cannot be blamed on lightning strikes or anything like that. So, all right, plate shifting, heat released, coming up through the plate. That's most likely what it is. Some kind of heat that comes up through the plate and causes fires at the surface. That's what I think it is. That's how it happened out in the ocean. Same thing, heat coming up through the plate, being released at the surface, and because it's in the ocean, we don't get any actual fires, but we got the multiple 100-degree heat signatures coming out of the dang ocean. Okay, all right. Enough of this. You guys got to see it live. I document these things to see if anything else happens afterwards. In this case, we just had the earthquakes right before this. And if anything happens after this in the area at all, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, we can point back to this. If not, it's a true curiosity worth documenting. Peace out.